Ho, everybody! It's me, Thomas, the solo developer of the Falconeer, and now the Falconeer Revolution Remaster. It's a bit of a mouthful. I want to make a video because I've been writing all day, all these launch blogs and stuff. I thought I'll just have a chat. So, about now, the game should actually be the Steam free weekend. So, it's going to be free for the weekend. That's fucking amazing. So I want to talk about why is it free, which seems to be perplexing people. That it's a free upgrade if you already own the Falconeer. Just upgraded the store page and everything. So it's not a new app. It's just free. So I think people that sort of know and follow me sort of kind of can guess what this is about. But I thought it cool to explain it. So. The reason I do this stuff and release a remaster 5 years after the original game was released is because I enjoy doing that. And I'd rather not... I'm trying to make games in a way that's sort of sustainable, in that it's not, let's launch a game, see if it goes, and if it's not super massive viral, then forget about it. And I make these games mostly by myself, just me here. Benedict does the music, and the publisher helps with marketing and porting. But it's just me here making what I love. These games take years to make, and I don't want to, let something just go to waste because it's not perfect or doesn't match the vision. Or when you make games by yourself, they tend to be sort of, it's a quirky process. Let's put it like that. You make mistakes. There's things you can't do. You can't replicate certain interfaces. I can't replicate an inventory a la Baldur's Gate or a dialogue system like that. I just don't have the means and the time. And solo devs can do a lot nowadays, but they can't replicate a big budget game, a big budget team effort. So you take shortcuts. And that leads to interesting new design and weird, quirky ideas. Doesn't always lead to a frictionless game. So all my games are kind of weird, and they all go out of the door into the world at some point when I basically need the input of players. It's something I learned from my second game, Bulwark, that once people start to have comments about the game, critiques, it's because they want to like it or they're passionate about it. This was a learning for anybody I've not treated the best or not responded. It was a learning journey. But you listen to what people have to see, and the game gets better because of it. Now, the Falconeer Bulwark had its last patch just yesterday while releasing the Falconeer Remaster. I can fix this and make this better. I did a quick patch, a hot fix, that's on better. And that's 18 months after release. It's had 6 major content updates, 5, I don't know. These things evolve. I can't do early access because early access in Steam is basically a tool that's for bigger teams that have, marketing or community management, and that have lots of wish lists and lots of money, and then you can take a risk and do that. If you're just by yourself, I like to launch my game. They're usually very polished, and then I add what people say, or not what you say, but I listen to what you're saying and try to improve the game. I think for Bulwark, that's worked really well. It's got a good high score and a really good fan base. And Falconeer, I did that for a year, and then, financial obligation requires you to move on, make another game. And then last year I did Bulwark, or 18 months ago, and I had some time, and I needed to decompress, and I started to fiddle with Falconeer, and out came this project I've been doing in the nighttime for the last year and a half, which is this remaster, which is a near complete reimagining, new animations, new art, new gameplay changes, content, enhanced world, and it's just a work of passion because Bulwark brought a lot to this story. It's the same universe, and then I could bring that back into the Falconeer. I could add things to the Falconeer that were missing, that didn't fit, that lore-wise, for instance, made questions. So story-wise, I could expand things, make them fit tighter, and make it more cohesive. They're now looking much more the same at the same high level. 5 years is a lifetime in games. So it's much more visually impressive. And suddenly it became a game that was much closer to the vision I had originally, that wasn't hurried by being an Xbox launch title, which it was, or, the craziness of 2020 in the pandemic. something that took their time. I could incorporate. I spent a lot of time doing the mouse keyboard, and it's still a weird mouse keyboard setup because it's something I came up with, which looks interesting to me. And you tell me if I did right or not, but you can trust that I put in the effort, and I put a lot of love in that. And for me, it's always important. I just want the game to be out there. So now it's going to be free for a weekend, and it's a game you can finish in a weekend. Go finish it. Go play it. Make sure you enjoy it or not. And then let me know why you didn't enjoy it so I can improve it or make other games that you might enjoy. But I think there weren't a lot of options if you do a remaster. So why is it a free upgrade? Let's do that question first. So the free weekend is because it's good marketing and I want as many people to try it and then try my other games, or maybe in the future it's an investment in the community and in the player base. You know, you're proud of what you made, you think it has value, then you want people to play it. So if that's the opportunity that arrives, let it be free for a weekend. Monday, it's a daily deal with a big discount. Don't forget, don't pay now, pay Monday. If you want to buy it, there's some supporter DLC. You can do all of that. But for now, that's an easy answer. It's free because that's the most fun and gets the most people playing. Why is it a free upgrade on Steam, a new app? There's a lot of questions and some confusion about that because apparently that's not the norm. I don't know entirely what the norm is if you're in India making a remaster. Fuck if I know. But I know you can't get the same opportunities you have being a small solo dev indie with a quirky title, let's call it at best. A quirky giant bird flying game. You don't get the opportunities to make a new app ID or a new app and then have, for instance, gift everybody who already owned the old one the new one, because that seems only fair. People who supported me in the past, they already paid to play this game. So if that wasn't an option, maybe, if you're a Rockstar or something, you get that option. Not everybody, that's a lot of work for people at Steam. I understand. They're supporting it by making it a daily deal and making it a free game for the weekend. And it had to be the same app ID or have people pay a lot of money to play the same game. So I said, make it free. And then we have to make a choice. Are we going to make the free weekend the old version and they can buy the new one on Monday? I said, no, we're going to release the full remastered. I want people to play the best possible version of this game, not the old version that had, frankly, imperfections. And it's hopefully not as good as this new version. It actually looks, in some places, really ugly. So, and this, in 5 years, I might think the same of this or about Bulwark. We'll see that. But so that's it's for me. It's about making games that people play that are here. I believe that you don't have to run to be in the to make the next meme game or whatever. You can make something sustainable. I have deep faith, and that sometimes means you give it away for people to enjoy. Now, well, there's some other questions I wanted to sort of specifically use this opportunity to talk about. Is porting to other platforms? It's only on Steam. I wanted to explain a little bit. So the main question is it going to go to EGS? Is it go to GOG? Is it going to Xbox? Is it going to PlayStation? The old Falconeer is on there. Well, the world's a little different than 5 years ago. Let's be honest, I'm not bulking with money, and everybody, including publisher, we're all hard at work trying to survive in this new industry. Porting is expensive. I do Steam, I literally have it here. I can press a button and then in 15 minutes, a new build is up. You can see me do it. I did one this afternoon because people wanted a different color reticule. You can now go to the settings and change the colors. And someone mentioned that the dead zone on the right stick wasn't good. Well, fix it, update. 5 minutes later, boom. I can't do that on any of the other platforms because I cannot physically myself moderate it. I can watch this forum and see something go wrong and say, oh God, I fixed it, revert or whatever. If you need to do that for 4 or 5 platforms, it's impossible. And then some of these platforms require you to go to a quality certification process, it's called, where it has to be tested. Might take a week, sometimes multiple weeks, and then it comes back. So it's not a given. So the porting here is being outsourced. Someone else does the porting, and that's fantastic. But it's an effort. So for all my games currently, especially Bulwark, that had a lot of updates. The last update to other platforms was earlier this year, and hopefully a new one will come in a little bit. But I first need to process. The game needs to go through the crucible, to the it's in Dutch we say fire baptism of fire. I don't know, but it needs to sort of be tested, and I can't go onto GOG and update every week like I do. Hotfix on beta. You check the notes on the Falconeer. That's how it goes. Hotfix here, hotfix there. Can't do that because then we have to pay every time for someone to do that process. So I've chosen Steam because it's the biggest platform. Let's be honest, and this is where I survive because it sells the most, and then I can do that here. And then when it's stable and then it can get ported. So likely that will happen. It's a conversation we haven't even had yet. I've just been doing this myself. It's literally this summer I went up to the publisher and said, I made a remaster. How are we going to do it? And then, what? Thomas, what did you do? Well, I made a remaster. And they go, okay, are you kidding? I said, no, look here. Can we release it next week? No, we can't release it next week. I'm glad we didn't, but that's how things are going. It's just passion that things are going. Need to digest, find the opportunities, maybe get some help from parties, especially for console, which are the most difficult ones. So I don't know. It's here now. I'm focusing on releasing it here. This is where the majority of players and owners are. The other platforms, like they will likely all happen at some point. How and when, I don't know. I really want it. Just like I want everybody to have the best experience. It really hurts seeing a forum on Gaunt saying, "Oh, we're second-rate citizens." If I could clone myself, I would. But that kind of negativity just makes me not want to. I prefer in life for me the easy way to have one platform, so I can do this for everybody and support the games. I think they should be supported, but it's not a perfect world. I don't have the means. I need this support. I need people. We the publisher, we need this remaster to sell a little bit. So we want new fans that buy the game, so it's a moderate success. So we can afford to port it. It's that simple. So porting will happen if the Falconeer this weekend, if it's picked up, or over the next few months, and it makes money. It's that simple. If it's not of best interest, I really want it. It's likely going to happen, but there's choices I have to make. Just like I removed the Linux native build I made for the Falconeer a couple of years ago. I think after it was deck verified or around that time, I thought, well, that's not a 10%, 5% of performance, but I can't support it at the same time because I have to make two builds. It adds half an hour to every time I make a patch, and I make patches nearly every day in some periods. And then I can't test. I've got a OG Steam Deck with broken buttons. It's not that I can go out and buy. It's an expensive piece of kit. That's what I did. I don't have a Linux machine here. This is literally a shack, a nice shack, but the walls end here in my garden. So it was impractical supported. Proton works just as well. I tested. Of course, there's going to be some, people have to set the compatibility layer. It's not automatically switching. I apologize for that, but that's the sacrifice you have to make just to get things out there. And I'm making a third game. Let's end on a cool note. I want to make a third game. It's called Ancient Waves. It's going to be a ship designing game, sort of maybe FTL-esque, but then make sort of realistic steamboats in the Falconeer universe style, or sailing ships, and then have more of an adventure like that. So more of a third-person sailing game with some design, crafting aspects to it in this universe, in a prequel. So all of this is about building that up. So I want this franchise, when you come to it in 4 years, there's 3 games there. They're all wonderfully supported. They're all at the same quality level, and they all work together. They have this one unified experience. They're all radically different, different genres, but you feel it's that one place. So that's a little video I wanted to do instead of more typing, because I'm so tired, people. So fucking tired. I need to sleep. I hope everybody enjoys the remaster for free this weekend. Have fun, fly around. Let me know if the balance is right. And, I always fuck things up at the end. Oh no, the easy mode's way too easy. I fixed something yesterday. Now it might be too hard. That happens because it's just, you don't know how fallible you are until you're alone. So let me know if something's wrong, and I'll fix it or improve it, or you have great ideas what could be better. Sometimes things are hard, sometimes things are easy. Well, let me know, and there's lots of people on the forums who can confirm that they ask something, and sometimes immediately, sometimes a month later, suddenly it appears. You know, someone asked for super sampling. That's now in the Falconeer and Bulwark. Why not? Enjoy. Cheerio!